How's it going, everyone? My name is Chris Kelly. This is Production Crate, and today I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different. Usually we dive right into the software side of things, but today I want to talk about the hardware that makes our jobs as visual effects artists possible. So as you know, we're making visual effects constantly. Our machines are put to the test by rendering, caching, generating, and exporting pretty much constantly. To do that, we need very powerful machines. I'd like to introduce you to the newest member of our computer family, Titan. Alright, so we do have one Mac in-house, but that is mostly just to test compatibility. We are PC all the way. PCs let you upgrade the guts progressively instead of trying to do it all at once. They're also a lot cheaper than Macs. This is nice if you're trying to build your own VFX rig. So what makes a computer good for VFX? I'm going to go over Titan's motherboard, CPU, the RAM, drives, GPUs, all that stuff, and tell you what works for us. I'm going to start with the motherboard. Think of the motherboard like a nervous system. This allows your components to communicate with one another. Your motherboard sets your system's maximum specs. Its layout is going to dictate what type of case fits. We suggest a motherboard that has a minimum of 4 RAM slots. Titan has 8. The number of PCI Express slots is also essential, as this is going to determine how many graphics cards your computer can support. Let's move on to RAM. RAM is like short-term memory. It doesn't need to store information for a long period of time, but it does need to be able to access that information very quickly. If you're running multiple applications at the same time, or RAM-heavy applications like After Effects, then RAM is going to be insanely important for your workflow. The amount of RAM you have is important, but what is often overlooked is the speed of that RAM. We suggest stress testing your RAM and returning it if you can, if it does not fit the specs you're looking for. We stress tested Titan overnight with RAM speeds of 2,866 MHz without it crashing. Our CPU is the AMD Ryzen Threadripper 2950X 16-core 32-thread. The threads help speed up the processing. Our CPU, or central processing unit, is the brain of your computer. Your CPU does the majority of the heavy lifting with most of your software. GPUs have become far more powerful in recent years. The gaming industry has really driven the growth, and visual effects artists like us are taking advantage. 3D rendering software like Octane for C4D utilize the incredible speeds of GPU. CPU rendering is going to be a thing of the past. Maya and 3ds Max have both integrated GPU processing as well as modeling and rendering. After Effects does have a few GPU accelerated effects, but from what I've seen, a single decent GPU card is going to do more than enough for most GPU accelerated effects inside of After Effects. In Titan, we have two 2080 Ti's, and we're likely going to give them a third. Solid-state drives are fast, which is important when it comes to video editing and visual effects. They're also a bit more expensive than hard drives, which is why we have smaller space on our SSD. A solid-state drive is where your operating system as well as all your apps are going to live. Any files you need to access really quickly can be stored on your solid-state drive, but for really large files, we suggest only keeping them temporarily before moving them to your hard drive. Our solid-state drive is 1 terabyte. There's also NVMe, which is faster than the SATA SSDs. We have tons of external hard drives floating around the office, but we still want a lot of internal storage on Titan. We have an 8 terabyte hard drive, which is where we put all of our cached files, all our footage from shoots, all our exports, and all our renders. Storage is pretty cheap, so we might as well have a lot of it. We keep our software and all our apps on the solid state drive. Pretty much everything else we're storing on that hard drive. Good quality power supply is really important. You don't want to risk your expensive investment with a cheap power supply. It's not worth it. Choose some reputable manufacturer with a gold or platinum rated power supply with good warranty. Titan's is 1300 watt gold with 10-year warranty. The size of your power supply is going to depend on your CPU as well as the number of graphics cards you have or want to have in the future. Lastly is the case. Select a good case that has good ventilation and make sure those components don't get too hot. You want a good home for all those expensive components you just bought. A lot of the cases that we are seeing look really nice, but the ventilation is garbage. It's not worth the risk. Don't do it. Get a case that has good ventilation. All right, everyone, I hope that answered all your hardware questions. If you have any more, we listed all of Titan's guts down below, so you can check that out yourself. All the specs are available right there. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments below. Any suggestions or ideas you have, I want to hear them. All right, everybody, until next time, make it awesome.